according to Kiplinger, the average retirement savings for someone 65 to 75 was about $609,000.
Okay.
And over 75 was roughly $462,000. So that's kind of the pools of money. And a lot of our clients have more than that come through the doors, but still, I think that's a frame of reference. So then I went and saw, well, what percentage of that is at risk? So people over the age 65, Vanguard said that roughly 49% of their assets are in equities. So I thought that was probably on par. Maybe that seemed a little low, but it was on par. People in their 70s, according to Charles Schwab, 40% are in equities. And people in their 80s, according to Fuchs Financial, 20% in their equities. And I don't know if that felt right either, but these are some frames of reference on how they're polling numbers in equities, and it might just be the money they have on their platforms. But by and large, people seem to be taking on risk that doesn't attach to their goals. And that's our big thing. If you have a risk, Tim, we want it to attach to a goal that you're chasing. So if you're like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I think we're going to be a little short, and the first couple of years of retirement, I'm going to take a little bit more risk. Okay. I don't know if, I can do that with a high degree of certainty, but I understand the logic where by and large, probably the same dum-dum that wrote this article would be an advocate of just saying, let's just try to chase the market. Let's try to beat the S&P. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with your life? I mean, seriously, what does that have to do with your life? I thought we were trying to build plans that were built to do the things you want to do in retirement. That seems very logical, but are people just chasing fairy dust, or is it actually more methodical? Because I think the industry has it completely wrong, by and large as a whole, in how they view investment philosophy of trying to change indexes or stocks that don't even affect anything, where if most people just got the returns they needed to do everything they want, their life would be simpler, their investments would be cheaper, and I think they'd be happier.
Yeah, I certainly think they'd be happier. I think oftentimes when people get upset, like in 2008, it's because they were like, I was taking all that risk for what? And I think I've never had anybody get really upset about not hitting some, make-believe benchmark, but we certainly have seen people who had to work an extra 5 years or an extra 10 years because they had way too aggressive of an investment portfolio right before they decided to retire.
I think it's dangerous times, Randy and Tim, because we've had such a good run and you kind of take it for granted. You start thinking that 10% returns are the norm. And then when you don't get them, you try to amp up the risk. And I think that's a dangerous place to be from a country standpoint and from a retiree standpoint, because people don't understand the sequence of returns and some of the dynamics. When you lose 20%, you don't get it back when you gain 20% the following year, right? You have to actually have a smaller amount of money grow more before you can get back to even. And then you start playing scared. You stop taking certain trips, or you start changing how you live. And our goal has always fundamentally been do what you want to do in retirement, and let's do that. Let's do that. I can build an income forecast that shows what they spent last year, what they received last year, and we'll push it forward 25 years with 5% growth, a very conservative growth number, and see what's left. And what that does, and the reason I built it this way is very simple. I wanted to trick you. Yes, you heard it. I wanted to trick you, retiree, into spending more of your money. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to spend more money. And if I showed you that your money was growing, you would be more likely to do more stuff. And that is the magic of our income forecast. We do it when we build our first roadmap for you when you come in, and we update it every year if you're a client. And the whole idea is to give you comfort, to remove the fear the industry has seeded in your head about running out of money, and show you that it's not going to happen. You're safe. Take the extra trip. Buy the extra vehicle, spoil the grandkids, and live your best retirement. Start building memories instead of dividends all the time. And I promise you'll be happier in retirement.